that the challenges are for companies to actually sort of grow, survive, and, you know, be part of the solution?
Well, I think when there are crises, there are enormous opportunities. The banks, for instance, around the world are very unpopular at the moment. So tremendous opportunities to go into the financial service sector and try to come in with banks with integrity, financial services with integrity, and so you can give the banking community a better reputation. You mentioned global warming. It's not only a global warming problem, we're also going to start running out of oil. It's getting more and more difficult to find oil. What's happened with BP in the Gulf shows how difficult it is to drill for oil a mile under. And so enormous opportunities to come up with alternative fuels, which obviously have a side benefit that it's going to help the globe against global warming. Numerous opportunities. I mean, the euro is collapsing. Fantastic opportunity for exports. So, I think positive. There's always a positive to everything. I just like to think of IT as something that works, and I rely on our IT team 100%, and they're working 24 hours a day to make sure that the whole Virgin machine moves forward. At Virgin, what we try to do in order to move fast, we try to, although we're quite a big group of companies, we try to split our companies into small units. So if a company gets more than 200 people in the building, I'll go into that building and ask to see the deputy managing director, the deputy sales manager, the deputy marketing manager, and say, you are now the managing director, the marketing manager, the sales manager of a new company, and we'll split the company in two. So Virgin, although we have a lot of companies, we make sure that none of them get too big, and I think that's quite important in the IT world as well. Perhaps the most important thing that people involved in IT can do is try to simplify it, to try to, the equipment is now causing more carbon output than airplanes or than the shipping industry, and actually that's going to increase all the time now. So what we need is IT people to try to simplify the equipment, to try to make sure that you can get almost all your equipment just through one simple environmentally friendly machine, and that's something I would love if IT people could work on and try to push through. I think there's enormous scope for innovation in so many different areas. What was it, about 10 years ago, I'd been waiting to be able to go into space. NASA were not building a spaceship for you or me to go into space. So, I went out to meet innovators, to meet engineers, to meet technicians, to find, somebody who could build a reusable spaceship, and found this genius, Bert Rutan, who then, created a reusable spaceship that could, take people into space safely on a return ticket, and in a year's time, that innovation will have become a reality, and Virgin Galactic will be born. And so, I think if you feel passionately about something, and you can go out to get the right people, you can innovate and almost achieve anything. We're working on a lot of different things. And also out of one project comes other ideas. So out of the space project, our engineers are now working on seeing whether we can't, move people from one continent to another, maybe from Frankfurt to Sydney in maybe 1.5 to 2 hours, using just putting people out of the Earth's atmosphere and straight back down again. So you've got to dream and then try to make these dreams a reality, and that's what we try to do. Equally, on a personal basis, I now spend about 60 or 70% of my time using my entrepreneurial skills to look at some of the intractable problems in the world, you know, whether it's conflicts or whether it's you know, global warming or whether it's disease in Africa, and then seeing whether we can actually tackle those problems in a different way than maybe the social sector is tackling it, and that's very challenging as well. Generally, I think business people are more entrepreneurially minded, and therefore they can see ways of tackling problems that maybe politicians can't, and they've obviously got the financial resources, and they've got the, you know, they can pick the phone up to people and get things done. So, you know, so I think that more business people should try to sort of resolve the problems in their local community, or if they're global figures, try to resolve problems on a global basis. The enemy is carbon. There was no war room to coordinate the attack on carbon. Lots of people with lots of great ideas, but no central command centre to fight this invisible enemy, carbon. So we set up the Carbon War Room, run by a bunch of entrepreneurs who are convening the shipping industry, are convening the airline industry, are convening mayors of all the major cities in the world, and they're trying to look at all the best ways of reducing these various industries' carbon output. And we want to get gigatons of carbon out of industries. So, you know, we're not fighting industry, we're working with industry, because industry can save a lot of money by doing this. And it's a not-for-profit organisation that hopefully can help get on top of global warming. You know, we've got two fuels. One, something called isobutanol, which is a sugar-based fuel, which is very exciting and doesn't emit carbon. And another fuel we're working on is an algae-based fuel. You know, as I said earlier, you know, the world is running out of conventional oil, so you know, the world is also running into a problem from global warming. We need clean fuels urgently, and hopefully we'll start delivering those in the next 2 to 3 years. Well, I was 16 when I started the company, and I was also inexperienced in business as well. It was either going to be slip disc records or Virgin, and I think slip disc airlines wouldn't have been a good idea, so Virgin. When we actually set Virgin up, the registry office refused to register the name Virgin because they said it was rude, and I had to pull out the English dictionary and, you know, get the word Virgin, and it said pure. And I wrote them a letter saying it's the opposite of rude, and finally they accepted that Virgin was the opposite of rude, and in fact it was quite correct. But yeah, I mean, it was appropriate, because almost every new business we've gone into afresh. We've learned all about it, and in some ways that's given us a fresh look at an industry.